And it started.
Venus.
Okay, there it is. I was gonna say, why don't you say a thing, and then we can just get it out of the way, and we've gotten it out of the way. Hello, everybody! Welcome back to Nat19, Campaign 1, Session 16. We're us, and you are you, and that's the way I like you.
Is there any way we could aid you all? The three of you look very tired. We could take you out of this place.
I'd rather like to get out of here, but, I don't think, given present circumstances, Lady Elmira would actually be very much up for leaving, would you? Otherwise we would have escaped earlier.
She looks to him, nods to him.
She's got a precious, item that when she came here and we were captured was stolen from her. And if I know my lady, she's not going to leave without it.
What are you looking for?
Tenshi Saiga.
I don't know what that is.
My sword.
Yeah.
Oh.
A very special sword. Would rather not leave without. Whenever I was captured, she allowed me to keep all my things, but that sword is, special.
Do you have an idea of where that's being kept?
No idea.
It might, if we're lucky, it might be being held with whatever is holding the soul of our companion, I guess.
Avoiding the word
If I absolutely have to get out of here. Without it, that's fine. But I'd rather not. When you say that we can leave and get out of here that way, exactly where is it you're talking about going?
Off to the west from here, there is a small magical gate where we came in off to the west. However, in order to leave, you will have to leave with one of us. I don't even believe you'll be able to see it.
And where exactly does that go?
It returns us down toward the west of Summergrass.
It's in Mott.
I've never heard of that.
It's in Retia.
I've heard of that.
You've heard of what?
It goes to a different continent. That would throw us off considerably, wouldn't it, Lady Elmira? If we had to flee the strike lands entirely, that wouldn't be very good for our schedule. But it might be the only option we have to get away right now, so...
We have no idea how to get out of this place otherwise.
Yeah.
It's really the only option that we have.
She walked across that way.
He points over towards the direction that you guys entered from.
That we entered, so from that way?
Yeah.
Oh,
we should,
no.
we should
leave.
We need to go.
But where do we go?
I've been the most kind to her bedroom.
Wait, what did you do to her bedroom?
I'm sorry, you did what?
No,
I caused some
nothing.
damages. Don't worry about it too much.
Why did you damage? What did you damage?
We should go off to the east. We shouldn't talk about this right now.
Something about breaking the queen's bed earlier. I don't know what they did.
Why'd you
Let's
break
go.
her bed?
Quintus is just gonna start walking at this point.
Fucking bye.
Vogan actually
Not gonna
terrified
be
of the
here
Crystal
for
Queen.
this.
All right,
Why
I'll
did you
follow
break
your
her
lead.
bed?
For the time being, I'm going to follow all of your lead, okay? I don't really know this place any better than you do.
Master, I go into the bag and I pull out the apple.
Of course, this would be the one thing you'd use the apple on.
What else would I use it for?
Oh my god.
None of us are gonna use them on ourselves.
My bad.
Yeah.
These are our plot tokens.
I know, he's pulled out his plot token. Oh shit.
Is that an apple?
Yeah. It's a special apple. Apparently blessed or something. I don't
We're
know.
married now.
Aw.
Eat this, you'll feel better.
Just watching Vogan with a smile, like,
She takes it and regards it for a moment.
It appears to be made of crystal. Are you sure this is something you're supposed to eat?
I've seen it be eaten. It's fine. I thought it would, be like shattered glass in your mouth, but no. It's like an apple. It's an apple.
Wow.
Can she feel all of us staring at her like, oh my
Yeah.
I'm staring at him, just smiling, like,
Yeah.
god. Aw.
Aw, he cares on occasion. Oh.
No one really cares about heart. It's so nice.
Falsman walks up beside him and, gets up on his tippy toes to try to reach as far up towards the apple as he can. He's like,
I'm sorry, and what did you say the purpose of that was?
It's like a healing item or something.
A healing
got it
apple
from-
made of crystal?
I got it from a god or something. I don't know.
I'm sorry, you did what?
Yeah. I got it from a... what are they called? Dolos or something.
Came into contact with one of the 12?
I
We'll
did.
tell you all about it.
Skimper
As
and
you eat that
Fallsman, we're going back to Retia with them. I've just decided.
Wow.
Yay!
Directly. Like, you encountered one of the Eidolons directly.
I think so.
She
I have
eats
never
it.
seen one before, so.
She immediately eats it. You see the wounds on her body immediately, like all the bruises and cuts immediately close up. This wave of, unlike before when the last person that ate it wasn't really hurt that much, and it just sort of made them feel more limber. You could see a visual effect of all the wounds get this brief, light, warm green glow and close up, even to the point of like dried blood seems to just evaporate off of her skin and disappear. She takes on this briefly very radiant appearance. There's almost the mist around her seems to be pushed away briefly, as if some force was exerted on it. She lets out a breath, and she looks immediately way better.
And exactly how many of those did you have?
I had the one.
And that's what you chose to use it on me.
Yeah.
You could have saved that for a time whenever you needed it, like if you had to fight the Queen, you know that, right? And yet you chose to give that to me. At no benefit to yourself. That was supremely foolish of you. And I'm very proud of you for doing so.
I figured I'd give it to someone I cared about or something. So.
Or something.
I'm dying!
Fenris is just leaning over to Lexi like, that is the sweetest thing I've ever seen. God bless you.
If you manage to speak to one of the Eidolons, you may be farther along in my mission than I am. We need to get back to where you came from, and then you and I need to have a talk.
At this point, I think we have 2 of those left.
Yeah. I don't know who else has those.
Miriam
I
gave
don't-
his away. I gave mine away. Vogan just gave his
Oh, we
away.
have 1 of those then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
I have
We just
one.
have Fenris's.
It's Fenris,
Oh.
yeah. That's it.
Who are you gonna use your plot token on?
I need it to be you. I need you to be the only self.
Yeah, you're the only one that uses it on yourself.
I don't know.
The cleric.
Yeah, that would be the shittiest
Need
thing
it.
ever.
You don't even use it one day. One day you just like blend it into a smoothie.
You put it in stew.
So I guess we're on hour 3 of our trek.
Elmira looks over towards Miriam.
No,
And
I'm
a
the spooky
tiefling.
ghost.
Oh yeah.
Looks over to Vogan.
Yeah. Is that
We're a
bad?
strange group.
Did I cross the line?
I'm gonna kill him, master.
Do we kill him?
This is a more suspicious group than we are, Elmira. Even by our standards.
You have no idea.
It's only downhill from there.
Any
You haven't even met the vampire yet.
Does he? I hope he said that.
He says that, yeah.
Yay!
She doesn't seem taken aback by that particular comment.
Could take a look. Any luck figuring out what this thing is?
No, not really.
If anyone with proficiency in Arcana wants to try to figure out what it does, you can attempt to.
Easy.
Nope.
Oh my god!
Damn!
Shit!
Oh, that's what that is.
Whoa. MVP.
Oh.
Goddamn.
Oh yeah.
It has 2 effects. One, you could cast scrying using it, and 2, you could only use it for yourself, but you can use this to teleport.
Oh,
Would you
hell
be
yeah.
able to scry on his soul? Or where it would be?
Oh.
I don't know, but that's what I'm gonna try to do.
Yeah.
As you put your hand out to it, and you try to scry, you find the spell, activating the magical item is a bit different than you imagine casting scrying normally would be. You try to focus on exactly what it is you're trying to find, and you're trying to find his soul, right? As you do this, as you try to scry, you try to imagine you try to conjure up the image in your mind that you assume would come from scrying, but closing your eyes and searching for it, you don't manage to acquire any image in your mind. Then you start to feel the mist around you begin to move. in a very deliberate manner. And everybody, all of you, all see collectively all of the mist, not only in the circle, but in the large square surrounding you, arranges itself into the general shape of what looks like what appears to be a set of statues, 7 statues, all of which appear to be holding very large mirrors that are surrounding in the middle of these things what appear to be a very large stone coffin set in the middle of a room. These things appear out of the mist around you, forming just clearly enough that you can make out details, but those of you that are standing near them, if you accidentally move through one, it disperses briefly, then reforms. Or
I put it in my backpack.
you put it in your backpack. You remove it, you unbuckle it. Again, this is armor that it's like a long reinforced tunic that looks old but relatively well kept. Has a hood on it. There's leather and metal composite plates that line the shoulders and a cape covering one arm like a matador. You put that onto yourself. You wouldn't know that anyone that had owned this previously, this is distinct enough, its appearance, that they would immediately be like, that's mine. There is no chance of confusing this for a generic set of armor.
This is not a good idea.
Oh, it's fine.
It's
She
what
already
he's
hates
saying.
me.
It's fine. If she sees me anyway,
You
I'm
know?
dead.
That's fair. That goes for me too. That's fair. You win this one.
What did you do?
That
You
was
put it on. As you put it on, you feel the sensation. First of all, it's warm and tingly again. As you put the armor on, there is this very brief sensation of it seemingly trying to like probe you magically, and you can't tell exactly what for, but you feel something trying to evaluate you. As this happens, you get the sense that this armor's trying to attune to you. Not immediately, not in the sense of if you agree to it, then it would work, but it is trying to make a connection to you. And it is making that fact known.
Well, hello, my good man.
Good evening, sir.
Very good day. How may I help you?
My lady here, she seemed very curious as to the noises we were hearing through that way. I'm guessing the others are going by when we're doing this.
Meow.
Oof.
Meow.
Walks by, meow. Of course, sir. As you guys walk by, you do see what's down there. As you see one of the servants that appears to have some food with it, and they are don't know if you guys would recognize this. There appears to be a very large cat, a very large black panther-like cat that is sitting
Yeah,
down
indeed.
trying to mind its own business, and a servant appears to be trying to feed it, and it does not seem to want what the servant has.
You want to know about the unreasonable animal? That would be the Queen's displacer beast, Bastet. She does not like accepting food from anybody but her mistress, and unfortunately, her mistress is a tad busy entertaining guests. So she's not eating, and it's posing to... It's a problem.
I'm rather good with animals. You think I could give it a try?
He is. He's wonderful with animals.
The Queen does love her pets. I will warn you that if anything were to happen to Bastet, the Queen would more readily side with the animal than with you.
Oh, he'd never
Of
ever
course.
harm her. No.
If I were to agitate the beast, anything that it does to me would be my fault, of course.
Be my guest, as that is what you are.
Allow me one thing. I'm gonna turn around and chug the animal friendship potion.
Oh, you sneaky fuck.
Allow me one drink. Glug glug glug.
Can't believe Diga wasted a potion.
Can't believe
Let him-
Bogan wasted an apple.
Let him think he has this.
Got this, boys.
Moving it,
I
you
can't
chug
believe
the
this is
potion, and
what
what would you like to do?
We approach the beast.
I would like to approach the other servant who has the food.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
This
Fenris
is what
move.
you're looking at, by the way.
Oh, I love it.
You're a big boy.
Yeah. Oh, I love it so much.
You shouldn't love
I'm
it.
starting to
You
think
love
that Quintus
it.
just has a thing for cats.
Yeah, man.
So,
No way to know.
you try. Unfortunately, it still does fizzle
It
for
definitely-
two reasons.
It has
One,
more than four
more than
intelligence,
four
probably.
intelligence.
More than
Two,
four,
it's
yeah.
not a beast.
Oh, but its name,
I
Logan.
know.
It's in the name.
Displacer
Yeah.
monstrosity just wasn't as catchy, I guess.
I'd like
I don't
to...
know. That sounds pretty catchy.
You're right.
You would know that
Go up
you would
to
generally know it fails because as you approach it and use it and make the gestures that you attempt to use to coerce it into getting along with you, it snarls at you.
Allow me, if I could.
Alright, just know that if you get too close to it, it's likely to take your hand as well.
It hands you what appears to just be a large slab of meat. You don't know what kind.
He just like he takes it. He looks over toward the displacer beast. He looks at the meat. He's like, I don't know why I'm doing this, but that thing is adorable. So I'm going to try to do what the servant's doing. It's just like, here, kitty, kitty.
Roll me animal handling.
Yeah. Man, I wish I had some inspiration to waste.
And I'm gonna say roll it with disadvantage.
It doesn't like anybody.
It only barely qualifies as an animal, quote unquote.
Here we go. Come on.
At 20.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
As you move
You got
towards
so
it,
lucky.
as you get close, it bares its fangs at you more and more, and you offer it out to it. You place it down in front of it, and
You
back
need to
up
eat,
from.
big fella. Come on.
It gets up. You guys become aware of its extra set of arms that were coiled into its body previously. The tentacles rise up. You see several. There's lines of small spikes on them, and it moves them towards you as if they were feelers. Presses
stand.
forward slowly, one paw ahead of the other. It reaches down, grabs the meat, gives you an insanely sharp, pointed look. If looks could kill, you would be eviscerated.
Oh.
And then backs up into the corner, almost as if it's moping for having had to take the food. Goes to the corner, turns away from everyone. Tentacles slump back down. You hear it unexcitedly begin tearing into the meat.
Thank you very much, good sir, for allowing me to try that.
I knew you could do it, dear.
Wonder if it's just us. I wonder if it just doesn't like the way we smell. Well, thank you very much.
If you'll excuse me, my lady does wish to go and retire. Thank you very much.
Is there anything that we can do for you, sir?
At the moment, I can't think of much of anything, but thank you very much for asking and allowing us to be guests here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we should thank our queen for that. We have no say in that. We are
Of
merely
course.
here at her disposal.
All
Good
right.
evening.
Until we next meet, good sir.
The rest of you continue moving forward, moving Elmira over to the group.
That was fun.
You guys are going to the, you guys are
I
going to
almost
those
died.
doors.
Wow.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. The door before you has an enchantment on it. Fail to open it, and you will pay dearly.
I wouldn't.
Your
Right,
flesh
right.
will rot from your bones, fall before you, but not allow you to die. You will find yourselves in excruciating pain, and become servants of the lady of this castle.
Lady Elmira, if this door kills me, I want you to know it has been a wonderful serving you these past few years.
I've always loved you.
Past few years, how have you not met them, Vogue?
Yeah, you must have met them.
I've never met them.
When we saw that she brought a hobgoblin under her care, we made sure to stay out of sight.
Oh my
shit.
god. They saw you, but you didn't see
Hashtag
them.
beef. They beefing.
I thought that we should kill him before he gets back up on account of being a hobgoblin, but Elmira thought to be a bit kinder.
Okay, this
So
makes me
guys-
feel better
And
if
look!
anything bad happens.
So guys, if this guy fails and dies, is that another one of Izzy's characters?
Yes!
Oh my
That's
god.
Is he?
exactly.
Izzy, I'd like you to roll an Arcana check.
I'm so convinced.
Yeah, I think it's
I'm
fine.
so.
Oh,
okay.
nice.
Hell
You did
yeah.
well.
Alright,
So
so
that's high,
He like
yeah?
puts his hands on it, moves his staff across it, appears to be probing it for magical energy.
there's no sign of any sort of runes or anything that would constitute a glyph. As I look at it, I can definitely detect magical energy coming from the other side, but the door, I'm not sure if it is. I can't
It's like a-
directly feel anything, but it may just be beyond my ability to understand exactly what kind of magic it is.
Well, what do you think, Vogan? Shall we?
I'm gonna open this door.
Your pathetic
go.
minds cannot comprehend the magic inside. That
this
is
is
all
what-
that is happening.
Knew it. He's full of shit.
Who are we speaking
Press your
to?
hands against it and watch your lives come to an end. This place
who
will
are
be
you?
your
Is there a handle
graves.
or?
Who is this?
Logan, jiggle the handle.
As you reach for it, you just hear a resounding.
Who are you?
I love him. So
And open.
Yeah.
She put an actual lock on the smaller room, but she's put a joke lock on this room.
I don't
weird.
understand. Listen, there's
Let
so
us
many
open the
things
door.
about- Okay, okay. All right.
I'll do it.
All right.
Yay! Hiya!
Oh.
Yeah, it sucked.
Oh no.
You do not, as you pull it, it does not open. It buckles and you fall back.
Okay.
How preemptive of me to warn you when you do not even have the strength to open the door.
Hey, screw you, door!
Let's try it again. Is your flesh falling off of your bones?
Yeah, is your skin peeling off?
The effect will strike when you least suspect.
It
He's
feels
full
as
of
if-
it. Let's
It
open it.
feels as if it has. My
This
pride
is so
has been wounded.
intriguing.
This time I will roll.
All right, I believe in you, Vogan. Heck it out.
Yeah.
That was good.
Nice.
You manage to pull it open. It slides open, and you see inside. Inside, you see there is a long room that has several large indents in the walls and a large set of heavily barred steel doors at the end of it. That have a very large circle of some kind of blue crystal between the two doors. An altar is in the middle of the room, and 6 chests line the different sides of it. Upon the altar, you see there is sitting on, or not sitting, stabbed into the altar in the center. You see this obsidian-colored sword that has gold markings running down it, which Vogan you immediately recognize as your master's Tenchi Saga. Standing in front of the altar, back to the lot of you, arms raised out, laughing merrily. You see this boy.
Oh no, he's an actual person.
This guy stands very short, like he is Lexi height.
You are tiny.
Oh!
my.
Points at Fenris. You believed it, didn't you?
That is quite amusing.
I fucking knew it. I called it.
Guys
You are so
enter.
peculiar.
He turns towards you guys. What am I doing here? What are you doing here?
We
Who
are
are you?
first.
This is so strange. You spoke to us telepathically. What
Ah,
is
but
this?
I am a guest. Based
So are
upon
we.
your actions and the fact that you have entered into
Ah.
here, I assume that you are not guests.
Of course we're guests.
No,
How would we be
Yes.
here without being guests?
we're here. Yeah,
We're here.
we're here.
That is correct, you are
Therefore, we
here.
are guests.
How would we be here without being guests?
Well,
Yes.
the exact mechanics of how you entered are not really my concern, but I just assume.
What are you doing in here? This seems like a very private room.
The spying.
Very.
You're spying. Are you
Yes,
spying on the Crystal Queen?
in a sense.
Why?
Oh,
Why? Well, because I wish to know the layout of her castle in case I ever take it for my own.
I like this guy.
Who are you?
those are such strange priorities.
My true name is spoken in a language you could not begin to understand. But you may call me the Bat Queen! The Bat King.
The Bat Queen?
The Bat King.
Oh. I thought I heard Queen.
The Bat King.
Okay, happens to me all the time. I keep a note
Blah.
for that sort
Sorry.
of thing.
My throat seized up as I was speaking, and it was like, "Bleh! The Bat King.
Let's say we're looking for a certain one. Do you think you might be able to help us out?
What a vague question. I do not know how I'd be able to answer that unless you told me what room you're looking for. Unless I
How
could...
I'm able to ask the
big
question
room
without
I could,
knowing your
I could
intention.
tell you, for example, if you were to leave this room and go straight, there is another room straight in front of you.
Have you been in that room?
I have not. All right, deal. If you tell me exactly what it is that you found in that room that she keeps so strictly locked, I will tell you where this room you seek is. Are you enemies of the Crystal Queen?
I can't imagine she's a great fan of any of us.
No.
I
just
don't seek
looking
to destroy her, if that's what you're
We're
asking.
just looking for our friend.
Yeah, we just want to grab and go.
I find it very hard to believe that people would casually find themselves entering into this place without some kind of relationship with the person that owns it.
A relationship with the person that owns it. They stole our friend. That's enough for me.
She is a powerful force in these strike lands, and nobody could deny that. So, if I wish to continue operating here with my many bats, then I require her not getting in my way. She is powerful, requested my aid. I did not see a reason to say no. However, if anybody else were to present me with a deal that was better, then I see no reason as to stay loyal to her.
Do what's best for your people.
So, the room you're looking for, if you were to leave this room, turn left again, go down until there are no more turns to take, turn right, go straight.
I'm gonna look over to Almira and just point to the sword. Is this what you're looking for?
I was gonna take it and present
Yes.
it to her.
Right, yes. The main thing I'm concerned about here is why it's on this altar.
Did
Who
you say
looks
you
at
were
him?
taking it
Oh, I
from
know.
Is
I know
this
why
one?
it's in here.
Oh,
You are free to
I was
try
gonna
to
take
take it if you wish.
Vogan, I think, just said he was doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna go try to take it?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay.
You are not worthy.
You have chosen the only choice.
No, yeah.
So,
Is the answer fire?
Vogan, you are going to go up and try to remove it from the altar?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, don't mind me!
love
This is
him.
perfect! This is absolutely safe! There is nothing that is going to happen.
I like inspect it before he
I
tries
would
to
take a
take
I
second.
already said it.
He's doing it.
Now I've got time. Yeah, fair.
gonna-
Just
Have this prepped.
That's not me.
gonna have
That's
that
not
prepped.
me. That's not
That's
me.
me.
That's him.
You're
Oh no! You got a -1!
I hate it. I hate it.
Can't believe I'm dead.
Bye, Vogan.
You reach towards it and you grab the sword by its hilt and you start trying to pull it out. As you do, black electric looking energy crackles along it in the altar and starts entering into you, trying to force it out. You keep pulling at it as you find your grip is being drawn back to it. It's not hard to pull out, but you find your body is actively trying to push it back farther in, fighting against you. As this is happening, as this thing is striking you and charging you with cursed necrotic energy, the Bat King eating raw candy is just like, so the best I can figure this place is, I believe the queen uses it to curse her weapons in such a way that only she can use them. I haven't actually seen what happens if somebody else attempts to, though. So this is wonderful!
And the party's still going.
Jeez. Yeah.
Damn,
Party
they're
doesn't
going
stop,
hard.
man.
Party
don't stop
till
yet.
I walk in.
You manage to wrestle it. You manage to wrestle it free, and you pull it from the altar. As you do, you start to see all sorts of forms around you. You see, for a second they're blurry and you can't make out what they are, and voices begin filling your head. And as you look around the room, you see the skin of everybody around you appears to have changed color. They all have a more reddish appearance. Their expressions seem to be angrier, reminding you immediately of the disapproving looks of all the hobgoblins from your former legion when you were beaten and left on the ground. And then you start to see beyond all of them the ghostly images of what you take to be an outside view of you fighting Lekazad being beaten. Dozens of instances surrounding you of you being struck down by him and crippled.
Okay.
So, for the next 4 days...
Oh my god!
What?
For the next
Well.
4 days, I'm gonna throw these under your under your notes at the very top.
Oh no.
You're going to be experiencing disadvantage on all ability checks.
Wait, is this a curse?
As this happens and you fall back onto your back. You experience excruciating pain, and for a second, you recall the pain you felt when you were deeply wounded to the point of losing your former strength and mobility when Lekazad defeated you. Almira rushes over to you and tries to prop you up immediately, and you can see her trying to call out to you. But everything apart from the sounds of the battle that you fought against Lekazad swimming through your head is muted and sounds like it's far away.
Don't come any closer.
Okay.
Vogan, you're still in the castle.
I knew it.
Vogan, you are in the castle right now with your group. I don't know what you're seeing, but you need to focus on the sound of my voice.
Vogan.
You are possibly having visual illusions.
Point sword at Quintus as he gets closer.
Oh,
Vogan,
that's
it's me.
Quintus.
Vogan, I need you to calm down. You're obviously not right, not well. You have to trust me. Remember, you said earlier, I don't lie.
Logan, we're your friends, remember?
Oh, very good.
No.
Didn't do very good.
As you say this, Vogan, you have a brief fit of anger, as for a moment, as he's saying, I don't lie, I'm your friend. Briefly, your head is in excruciating pain. You close your eyes for a second. When you reopen them, you see the towering form of Lekazad standing just before you.
I swing.
As you do, everybody in the room, you see two massive shadows fall from the ceiling beside him. Vogan, I'd like you to roll me an athletics check. Oh, wow!
Dropped a 20!
You guys see these two forms come down, and these clawed wings reach over and grab Vogan and restrain him.
No! Oh!
They're bats!
These massive, larger-than-man-sized bats come down and grab him and hold him back. You guys hear the crunching of another rock candy being eaten.
Vogan, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Lekazad.
Oh dear.
Shouldn't have scared them like that, Lekazad.
All
It
right.
doesn't matter.
I want
it
to.
doesn't matter.
He's being restrained, right?
Yep.
I want to reach over to him and I want to cover his eyes.
Oh god. It's okay if you cover
Mask
the
up,
horse's eyes. There's nothing to panic about.
Vogan, listen to me. Who am I?
Lekazad. I don't.
Calm
I don't
down.
know.
Vogan, why would Lekazad? Well, no, that's not a good question to ask. Oh dear.
Why would he be here? He's down the hall.
Roll me animal handling.
That's appropriate.
Yes, though.
I've made mistakes. Okay. Oh, maybe. No.
Vogan, can you make out who I am?
Master.
Based on what you said, you're currently seeing what happened to you before, aren't you? What you're seeing isn't who you are anymore, Vogan. What happened to you is behind you. The people that are in front of you are new. There are people that are supporting you, that you said you were rather happy to have found. I don't know exactly what you're seeing, but if these were the hobgoblins that you had known before, they'd be doing more than restraining you, right? Find your center. Trust in your spirit more than your senses.
Which it is. You find yourself, the hallucinations are not gone, but you do manage to apply enough common sense to it that you can sort through what's going on. They set you down, they lean you back against the altar, then you see the Bat King just be like, "Bats!" He snaps his fingers, he lets out a high-pitched screech at the two of them.
Fucking.
Bats!
Yes!
Then the two of them fly over to him and land beside him. I feel like I already know too much about the lot of you. I'm going to go play with the thing. I'm going to try to activate it, which before I thought it looked dangerous, but you're alive.
Thank
He
you very
turns
much, Rat
towards
King.
the rats who are in front of the door. Do you need them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
He starts dissolving into this smoky mist. In that case, little rat boys, I will see you later when the others are not quite paying as much attention to you. And he phases away and disappears through the door. I'll be keeping my eye on the lot of you.
Oh joy.
Boof and Hairline, just these two bats.
Standing in the center of it, and they appear to be messing with this big old giant white wolf that is sitting there.
Beautiful boy.
And by messing with it, I mean it is curled up and trying to relax, letting out an occasional big wolf yawn. You guys see one large hobgoblin is like pushing another towards it, tormenting it.
No.
Vogan,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
your heart skips a beat as you hear the taunts of the particularly large hobgoblin that's pushing them.
Oh no.
One sec.
Wait, is that the real one? Is that the real one?
The real what? What are you talking about?
Has hallucination and reality become?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude!
Oh,
This is the
no.
absolute worst time to see him.
Oh fuck, dude!
As you hear the voice of the hobgoblin you know to be Lekazad, pushing another hobgoblin forward, being like, "What's wrong, Blister? You scared of a big wolf? I thought you were supposed to be a strong warrior, come on! It's half asleep. I bet you could even scratch it before it bites you in half."
Must be such a giant boy. He's taking forever to
These
learn.
pictures are big.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Ah, there he is.
Wow!
Look at that boy.
Oh no!
There's some hobgoblins.
Come on. The rest of the people at this place are having fun, right? So why are you being such a buzzkill? Pushes him forward, causes him to stumble when he does the wolf, looks to him slightly, and the hobgoblin just backs off from it.
I'm gonna start making my way out.
As you do, the first one to notice you is the large dog, or the wolf, which turns over towards you immediately. Lets out not a whine, but just a slight whimper, not quite a bark. As it does, the hobgoblins all look towards you, and they all go quiet. I'm afraid you're a bit lost, friend. Party's that way. As you do that, he keeps walking towards you. He looms over you. You're a tall man. He's taller than you. I said the party's that way.
I picked a fight with that guy.
Look at him. Look over toward the dog. Any of you tried to poke at it while it's sleeping?
Are you deaf?
I may be a little inebriated, yes.
Undro, escort him back.
Hold up, Undro. Hold up. What's going on here? This isn't very welcoming. We ready to do a spar? Is that what's going on? I could do some fisticuffs. He kind of cracked his knuckles a bit.
Oh lord.
As you do that, he brings the axe down and strikes the blunt end, the top of it, forward into your stomach and knocks you back. I'm not gonna ask you again, human. Go back. He looks over and sees the general shadows of several more people. All of you better get out of here. This part of the castle's off limits. What did I just say? And he starts walking towards you. He is going to try to grab you and drag you towards the others unless you stop him.
I will definitely stop him.
All right,
Hey, now.
roll me an athletics check. At this point, you see a scowl appearing on his face. Vogan, I assume you have your hood up currently.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty real good.
He was pretty better.
You're a big boy, aren't you?
He drags you forward, throws you back towards the others. Take care of your friend before we do.
Where did you get to, Lacan? Oh, I'm so sorry. It's a very confusing castle.
What is it you're doing to the dog back there?
What we do with Fenrir is none of your concern. Go back and enjoy the party.
I think it is my concern. What do you think? He goes stand up kind of like shakily again, still acting inebriated.
He flips it upside down and slams the top of the battle axe on the ground. Is that right?
Yeah!
So you want to make this your problem?
I wouldn't mind making it my problem.
Look,
All
we
right.
really should just get back to the festivities.
No! Your friend said this is his ordeal! All right, then.
My good sir, if I may be so direct, I believe that I have a challenge for you.
You have a what?
A challenge for you.
The hobgoblins all look to each other. What do you mean a challenge?
You have impugned my honor by knocking me to the ground, and that dog over there doesn't look anywhere near like it enjoys what you are doing to it. My honor as a nobleman causes me to believe I should fight you.
Then fight me.
Wow.
Well, we need to make sure this is official, don't we not?
No.
Are you kidding me? What kind of
No.
people are in this place?
Your kind are back there. He starts walking towards you.
The support.
That's the problem with you humans. Y'all think you're tough shit, and you gotta get put in your place. He's gonna go for a swing on you. You boof. He strikes you. You take 10 damage from the attack as he grabs you, brings the axe down. You see he flips it around backwards and strikes you with the smaller side. That was light. As a courtesy for being a guest of our queen. If you'd like to keep going, we can, but you should know, we were told to kill anyone that comes over here. The hobgoblins behind you just start, like, clapping as soon as he makes the first hit. Like, don't go easy on him! You already gave him more warning than he deserves! Kick his ass, Lekazan!
We might just have to fight them. Like, the...
Come on, Vogan, you know you want to fight him.
I certainly don't!
If not now,
Beat
then
the levels
when?
out of me.
It's fine, if he beats the levels out of me, I'll turn into a level 1 paladin. Fuck it.
Did Vogan ever tell us about Lekazan?
Yeah, he
us about
told
Elmira.
you specifically.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he did. Fuck, okay.
Yep.
So
Then I
you
would not
heard
like
them
this
chanting
boy.
and you heard them saying Lekazad more than a couple of times.
Okay. Fuck. That's upsetting, because then it's like, I don't like this boy because of what he did to Vogan, but at the same time, I know what he did, so I would know to be
But I'm
afraid.
scared of him because of what he did to Vogan.
But I'm scared of him because of what he did to Vogan!
Shoot him! Get him!
So I'm just go swing at him with my sword. Here we go! We die together, boys!
Drow poison
Oh,
just fucking
God.
falls in.
I do have drow poison.
Me too!
Woo!
If you have any
Listen,
inspiration,
I think
that'll
we
be a good
should all
time.
just... Yeah!
It's pretty much what's happening. Listen, we all need a cup. Ah!
Oh,
really
that's a hit.
Snack attack.
Whoa.
Oh!
Oh,
I made him
Nice.
bleed! Yeah!
If
You
he
shoot
bleeds,
him,
he can die.
he gets hit by it, lets out a grunt, his body recoils from it. Go ahead and make him roll the save. You fire it at him, it hits him. He reaches up with the hand with the axe, like takes a couple of his fingers, rips the bolt out of his body, throws it to the side, and turns towards you. Oh, so you're all
Where did
idiots.
that come from?
All right.
That was light. Maybe back away before we get serious.
I knew you'd be my death, Nico.
You see this one takes out his longbow. If you can get involved, no reason we can't. That all right with you, boss? I don't care. Have fun. And he's going to fire at Lexi. And he misses.
Hey!
And what are you gonna do, Vogan?
So...
The whole country's waiting to hear what Vogan's gonna do.
Yep.
I will run over here, pull out the sword, and I'll take off my hood.
A brave, idiotic boy.
You're right. And then
Oh.
I drive my sword into him. Hey there, boss.
There's a voice I didn't think I was gonna hear again. The fuck you doing alive?
That's a good question. Maybe I'll tell you about it later.
I don't need
Go
to
for
hear
second.
it.
Die.
All right, you hit him. He takes 13.
I action search.
I mean, if there's any time.
It makes sense.
deserve
That thing you're gonna do makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yes, she-
That one's a miss. The first one, you drive the blade farther into him, and he wrenches the blade up away from you, causing it to cut his shoulder. The second one, he parries it with some of the armor on his arm. That one hits.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Saving me.
Dragon surge.
You can't do it the same turn you do an action search.
Ah, dang it. You're right. I was wrong.
Hold on a second. No, you. Okay.
That's fair.
You know, valid.
So valid.
Is that Vulcan? What are you doing alive? He like aims the bow at Quintus, and he definitely misses as he fires it. This
stop
boy's gonna draw his sword. He's gonna rush up to you. Show that guy a lesson, boss. We'll get this one. It's clear these aren't normal intruders. And he's going to try to hit him. He hits. He is going to... You see his eyes go wide and his pupils dilate. He lets out a yell that echoes through the halls, and he is raging.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's going to... Alright, he comes at you. He two-hands his weapon. Okay.
Oh, yes!
Gonna hit this, so he'll just have a normal one. He goes for Vogan. That one, he misses. Quintus's shield comes up and bashes him away just in time. As he gets knocked away, he's like... Goes in for a second attack.
Trust me, I get that.
That hits. He gets martial advantage. Damage comes at you. You take... Your Scorpion Mark gets knocked out as you take 8 damage.
Oh, no.
And... How did you roll to... Well, hold on. What got knocked out?
It still says it's
Oh,
on
sorry. A thing of his. Your fucking... Your resistance is what went away. You take half the damage. You take half the damage from that. He goes for a third attack on you.
Oh, a third attack! Oh no! No! Oh, is he a berserker?
He's an NPC.
He just-
and we leave it at that.
That's fair. You know what?
He
That's
brings it
Go
up.
ahead.
He's going to... He looks at you for a second, a large, toothy, like, furious smile on his face. I see you've made new friends, too. Well... He turns and he swings at Quintus.
No!
That's a hit.
No!
And he's gonna go ahead and do that martial advantage. You are down. Strikes you and knocks you down. If you wanted to die again, you should have come on your own. I'm not sure why you felt the need to get others killed with you. But hey, I've never understood the way you act.
Now I'm over
Elmira's
here,
gonna go.
ready to die. Yes!
Fuck him up, bitch! Come on!
This seems like something you have to do. So I'm going to go ahead and give you some room.
And she takes her sword and she's gonna head towards them. Lakazad's going to choose not to use his reaction there. And she is going to use Quintus. She gets over to there. You see lightning build up around her. She's gonna use boop. Roaring Blast Crater. You see electricity build up around her. She spins her sword upside down and pierces it into the ground. As a burst of lightning emanates out from her, they're out of there.
Yeah!
Oh my god!
She's amazing. Oh.
I agree.
She's going to move forward. She steps over the body of that one. Sorry if I'm stealing the show here. You healed her. This is your fault. She's gonna go for the attack.
Fucking apple well spent!
Strikes him.
Yeah.
First attack. Moves towards him. His shoulder gets cut before he realizes what's moving. She goes for a second attack. He's down. Her foot hits the ground. She skids, turns, and she's got one more attack. And Fadoof. He takes 12 damage. Effectively in a flash, she moves over to where she is in the first movement, strikes her sword into the ground. The electricity is unleashed in a blast around her. And as the flash happens, the remaining movements all seem to happen within moments.
Get him!
But she just said it's a thing you have to do.
Get him!
The difference in my power now is that I have friends. Help! I wouldn't be able to fight this fight if it not for my friend. Oh, power of friendship, please!
Okay.
Fucking... This is now an episode of Fairy Tail.
That's my strength, Lakazad! Gets punched in the face. Now I have friends! Looks over to Lexi. Oh, and there's 2 of her!
Oh my god.
The hobgoblins are multiplying.
2 Lakazads.
Worth trying
Ah,
to
fool! You can only kill me once!
Oh my god. Oh.
Light hit it. You hit him.
Yeah.
So,
He's
hold on.
unconscious!
Here's
wait,
something that is going to upset you.
Yay!
He's immune, isn't he?
And I will specify because you're going to be like, they're unconscious. It doesn't matter for the effect. Boof. Come on, do it.
What happened?
Is he saving face?
Oh.
That's fair. That's
He
Wait a
sees-
minute. What allies are within 30 feet of him?
They are.
They're dead. They're all dead.
They're
Fuck
all
you.
dead.
I am considering them to be there.
That's bullshit.
Bullshit!
That's not okay.
That's cheating.
That's so cheating.
Ow.
Fenrir stands and is going to launch itself over at Elmira.
No.
No,
But we love you.
he's wonderful.
And he is going to have advantage because pack tactics.
Oh yeah. Are you gonna say that the unconscious allies also count?
Where?
If you
God.
sass me.
There's
If
a
I'm
lot
al-
of things you can do if you sass him.
if I'm already getting mocked for the decision, I might as well make it. It's going to go for the attack on Elmira. It is going to roll with advantage because pack tactics, because that hobgoblin's got like a hit point. It goes for the attack. It hits.
No.
It bites into her. She brings the blade up and puts it between its jaws to stop it from biting in as far as it could. It does deal it doesn't deal any damage now. Her previous spiritual armor absorbed that, but she is going to have to make a strength save. Yep. She fails. She is knocked
Oh
prone.
no. Yeah.
Hit me. Hit me.
Here we go.
Hit me.
He's going to step up to here,
Yeah.
rushes forward. He takes one of his hands off his axe. He reaches up, tries to grab you by the neck, and tries to toss you into the air to strike you with his axe like a bat. That is all just flavor. He is just doing a normal attack. As he grabs you and tosses you into the air, you kick off the wall slightly, and he swings underneath you. As he does, he brings it around. He's going to try to attack Vogan with it. He strikes. He's going to deal... Oh, he rolled the lowest he could. He rolled,
Nice.
He rolled 1. So you took a total of 2 damage. He brings the blade up. He tries to strike you again, Lexi. That one hits.
Would I have been able to uncanny dodge?
Yeah, you can uncanny dodge.
Yeah! Okay.
Strikes you, deals... he deals 6 damage to you through it. As he brings the blade down like a top. He went for that swing on Lexi, it missed, he brought it around, strikes Vogan, brings the axe down again, puts his other hand on it. You see sparks fly as it digs along the ground, and then back up again into Lexi, all as part of one circular swing. He's gonna go after Vogan again, spreading it around. That's a hit.
That makes sense. I can't do anything. So.
Part of the same circular attack, he brings the blade up again, spins, brings it down on you, does 8 damage as he strikes down in front of you. You were stupid enough not to join the Queen, someone who's going to rule this continent. And then you were stupid enough, being given a second chance at life, to invade her castle. And where did that lead you? Back to me.
Oh, please. I'm dying.
I'll happily put you down again. And...
I'd like to see you try.
Oh, you think you're gonna outgruff me? Come at me!
Oh my god.
Elmira's turn.
I'm gonna go over to the boy.
Don't do it, I'm dead. Kill me, Lexi!
You shut your horrible
Just like another hunt.
Don't do it. He'll get up and kill Steel.
You're right. I'm gonna feed the boy my last healing potion to get him up.
Use it on him.
That sucked. Raleigh! Come on.
He may be
I
stuck in
needed-
the mirror, but he's with us in spirit.
Fenrir's going to turn towards you, and he is going to open up his big ol' mouth, and he is going to unleash a cone of cold on the lot of you. Not like literally, not literally
goodbye,
the spell,
everyone.
not literally the spell, but a cone of cold. Here comes a dex save. I'm gonna throw prone on Quintus, since he is prone.
Let's face it, I'm not gonna make a dex save anyway.
No, you have to shut up.
You don't know.
Right?
You couldn't possibly know.
Oh,
wait.
Quintus with a 0. God damn.
Goodbye, everyone.
This is fine.
Yeah,
This is totally fine.
Unleashes a cone of cold on the lot of you as it strikes you all. This cold mist gushes over you. For a second, you're all frozen in place. Lekazad moves back when he sees it, looks over towards the wolf, and just lets out a "Ah! Stay away!" And the wolf just backs up slightly. Quintus! At least your saves have been reset.
Get up.
Yay!
There was only one success.
Hey-ya!
Hey, you rolled the same thing!
It's like that turn didn't even happen, boys.
Oh my god!
Falsbin, what's up?
Do it for the wolf. That's what he said to do, man. Unless you somehow have healing to get the other boy up, but I doubt it, you fucking rat.
Not really, not that I've seen. He does have hold person.
That would be fun.
Sure can try.
I don't expect it to work.
Whose resources are you really wasting?
Like, really.
Oh!
So,
Fucking yes!
Natural one. Ooh.
One!
Oh!
This was fated to happen.
Wow.
Rat raises his staff up.
You're proving to be a massive inconvenience. Why don't you just stay still?
And then points his staff towards him. As he does, Lekazad freezes in place, slowly creaking his head to look over at the rat with death in his eyes.
Oh my.
Oh, dear.
Oh goodness.
Should have left.
Now run, rat boy. Your work here is done.
Do you want him to back off?
I feel like he should get a little distance at least.
You can probably get past him now.
Quintus, if you roll a nat one, you're dead.
Wait to nat one right here. I cannot wait to nat one.
Oh, jeez.
Do not say
20.
that.
It's the 20, I'm telling you right now.
Oh my god!
It wasn't a one though.
Not a one, though.
Imagine if I nat one right there because she didn't want to kill the pupper though.
Shut up! You gotta try to help you!
That was her warning.
In your hubris.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
My gosh.
Someone's got to get him up or he's gonna bleed out.
See? She knows what's up. I'm doing the right thing.
Falsbin.
Die.
All right.
Like
I'm gonna guess the same roll hit him.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What do you
What do you mean?
talking about? This I will be honest with you. This could kill him. You're within that range of this tanky boy. Oh!
Come on.
It's not. We're not playing Nat19, but it's an amount of steps away.
Just
God.
picture like Vogan holding onto his paralyzed shoulder, just gut stabbing him over.
Fucking as you stab into him, he just through gritted teeth just can't even get me when I'm defenseless. Why did we ever have you anyways?
All right.
Oh, come on.
I'm gonna get him.
If you hit him, you missed.
Nope, that doesn't.
If you hit him, it will probably kill him.
Oh,
Bow, 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 bow!
Taken.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, thank God.
I rush forward, with Lexi and Quintus trying to aid as much as they can, with them distracting him. He just rushes forward, brings the sword, like the backside of his sword, just trips him. As he falls onto his feet, he just stomps on his head, just leaving him unconscious.
As you strike him and knock him off center as he falls, he just hits one knee before you knock him totally to the ground. He's like, "It doesn't matter. You'll find your way to me again. And when you..."
Aristo!
That's not.
Are you
what said
there?
you were doing. As you say anything to it, the mirror does not seem to react. That particular mirror seems to just be reflecting you and everything in the room.
I'm looking at this one.
That mirror does not seem to be reflecting anything.
Guys, look, we're not in this one.
What about the mirror below us?
Or, sorry, again, no living creatures. The room is reflected. You guys are not.
I check this one.
I checked this one.
Ditto on both of them.
And then this one.
Ditto on both of them.
So the only one that
This is our
reflecting
boy.
anything is this one.
Yep, this is our boy, yeah.
Maybe Raleigh? Are you there?
You don't hear anything from it. You gonna try to remove it?
I'm gonna help him.
Roll me a charisma saving throw.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Come on, Quinn.
With advantage, because I'm helping him?
You're not on this, you're
That's
not.
not how that works.
I'm helping with my charisma.
I'm helping him. It's fine.
I don't have a great one. Here we go.
Come on, Quinn.
Hey!
As you put your hand,
Okay, one.
as you put your hands against it and you lift it to try to remove it, you see your reflection in it disappear, as if you're not in the room, and then everything goes black for you. Those on the outside, Quintus's body seems to evaporate as if made of mist.
Quintus!
No.
Quintus!
Quintus!
Quintus,
Hey, what's up, man?
you enter into a infinite expanse filled with mist.
Another guest. Wonderful.
Yeah? A new captive?
As if there weren't already enough of you.
Yes. Well, perhaps we'll have a new friend. Things are getting a bit dull around here. No, there's no way.
Aristo!
Quintus?
Yes, run.
Oh.
I will run up toward the whatever not form I find. Can I do that?
Yep, you can try.
I try.
There's nothing to hug, but
I'ma hug him.
Oh, God.
I'ma hug the nothing.
you move up to the space in the mist that seems to be vaguely body-shaped, and when you try to wrap your arms around it, you just go straight through.
Aristo, you're here.
He'll stop for a second. Wait, you're not the queen trying to mess with me, are you? How the hell would Quintus find me here? I couldn't have been gone that long.
Oh, we used magic. It was really neat.
Oh my God, it's you.
Yeah, we used this magic from the Esper lady after we got out of the Underdark. By the way, met a big dragon thing, tried to eat you. I tried to hit it, and I hit it. Everybody told me not to. Bad things happened. It took your apple. We carried you out. Made your head a mummy. We have your body back. Everything's gonna be great. Ah, this is wonderful.
You actually came for me.
Well, of course we did, Aristo. Why would we not?
'Cause I'm me. You've been around me. One of the first things I did was try and rob all of you.
Not a fan. Not a fan of that.
This is the Crystal Queen.
Yeah, she's terrifying. The others are on the outside. I'm sure they'll figure something out. Let's see.
Sure.
Let's see here. I still have my spear. I could spear at some things.
He's gonna try and hug you.
As you do, you hear a voice, a dreary voice, kick up off kind of in the distance from you, Quintus. I'm afraid anything that you brought in with you is not going to prove to be much use. You may think that you got your spear, but your actual body is probably in stasis. This is just your mind at work. There's nothing to spear, there's nothing to shoot. Trust me, I've tried. You hear the sound of what sound like daggers digging into the ground and stomping as something begins pacing around you guys. Raleigh, you're used to this enough at this point. You see the large draconic form of a white dragon made of snow moving through the mist around you guys.
If you claim to have come here to save him, does that mean you came here alone?
Of course not.
So there are others here. Were you defeated and thrown in here?
No, we just got through with a battle of our own, which we emerged victorious.
There are others outside. Near the mirror.
He, looks up towards the sky. Or at least, where the sky would be. Yeah. If we had any way of contacting them, then maybe we could do something, but unfortunately, we can't.
Would yelling loud enough get their attention?
Doesn't really matter. If we can't contact them, we can't tell them what to do, and there's nothing we can do from inside of here. Unless, our new friend here has magic that can contact across planes.
He puts his hand to his chin and just starts thinking.
No, I don't.
I do
believe you
have one thing. I just cut my hands and stare to the sky. I'm gonna use call to action, and I'm just gonna start screaming. Hey!
Oh my!
I'm just yelling as loud as I can.
Unfortunately,
I know.
yeah.
That's cute though.
You see a feminine figure walk out of the mist.
Why, hello. Feeling a bit more sociable today, Merry Mist?
They stay quiet. You see the snowy figure of the head turn over towards Elzandi. What, do you have magic that can contact the outside? Been keeping this to yourself? They nod, look back towards you guys. Break the mirror, and presumably we'd all either die or be released from it.
Oh.
I was also gonna break it.
It's one or the other. It's one or the other.
That's why we're best friends.
Frankly, I'd rather die than be stuck in here.
At a
if
certain point, death would be preferable.
If Mary
those
Mist
are our
has
only
some
options.
means of contacting the direct outside and telling whoever's out there to do it, then
They'll do it.
I mean, look.
There's no one to talk them out of it out there.
Oh, God.
Miriam and Fenris already left.
The two voices of reason are gone.
What y'all trying to say?
We're so close to safety.
Mary Mist walks over towards you and takes the snowy representation of hands and splays them out to you, Raleigh and Quintus, putting all 10 of her fingers up. She then closes them, opens them all again, closes both of her hands, and opens one hand.
I'm not sure I follow.
10, 10, 5?
She makes a motion with her hands as if she's writing a letter.
25 words.
Oh!
Oh!
Sending?
She points at you.
She knows the spell, sending.
What's that?
Of course. Yeah.
It can contact people over long distances, and I guess hopefully other planes?
Oh, neat!
Normally you'd have to be familiar with whoever you're sending that to. If they're his friends, they wouldn't know you, Mary Mist, and you wouldn't know them.
Ah,
What would
we can just have her
constitute-
say something that only I would say. If she contacts them, then she just has to say something that only I would say.
So she can't contact them is the problem.
Oh,
The
What
spell she's
would-
referring to only works with people that you're familiar with.
Could we
kinda like
write a
watches her.
message in the mirror?
She points
Just
at you.
talk, you bitch. I'm kidding.
Maybe she can't. Who knows?
Yeah, I know.
perhaps we should write on this.
Where would we write it, though?
On the thing, duh.
She lets
Where
out.
is
She
the
makes the
thing?
motion of a tired exhale. She points at you, makes a sock puppet motion, talking sound, motion with her hand, and then points at herself and makes a motion as if she's conducting music.
I understand, because she used sock puppets. I understand those. Vogan! Lexi!
She moves.
I
her
need you to wait, he's counting on his fingers. I need you to break the mirror. Everything will be fine.
Fucking wow!
God.
She looks over to Raleigh, then puts her hands out towards him like, that? Seriously? But that?
I mean,
If we don't reappear, tell Kitty it's fine.
You see a small head tilt at that, and then she shakes her head like, nah, it doesn't matter, whatever.
He just thumbs up at her after that.
You guys, Vogan and Lexi, you see that message write itself. The mirror fogs over, and then like somebody is drawing it on the mirror, you see that message appear. As you guys go to break it, you hear the sound of footsteps rhythmically heading down towards, echoing down the hallways towards where you are.
I break it.
Yeah, we break it together. We do it. We break it.
If you do that, there will be no escaping this place for you. I'll make sure of that.
Do you continue to attack it?
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Oh my
Lexi,
god.
you guys turn briefly as you attack to see the figure of the Crystal Queen at the end of the hallway to this room, putting her hand out. You see snow and ice gathering together and forming a long blade that dyes itself red.
Elmira, fucking get her!
Elmira starts rushing towards that. You guys pierce forward. Everything goes in slow motion for a second. Your blades connect with the mirror. Cracks form. Inside the mirror, everything goes quiet. There's a huge upheaval of energy, and all of the mist that fills this place seems to instantly spread out. And then suddenly what looks like a blade of light the size of a building stabs up from the ground, cracking the entire surface of the ground like a mirror, and everything whites out for you guys. As the mirror shatters, wind erupts in the room. Mist begins to kick up and pour out of where it was, as if the surface of the mirror became an actual hole into a different plane. After it subsides, Quintus! You find yourself having been ejected. You are now back in the room that you were once in.
Quintus, what happened?
Make room! I think there was a dragon!
What?
He's just gonna dive out of the way.
Hides behind the thing.
As this happens and the mist fades, two figures immediately emerge to you guys.
Yep,
The
everything.
first one you see is...
We might die, but we're
Probably
getting
did.
art.
But you're getting art.
Yeah, damn right.
The first one you see is this girl, who,
Ooh.
standing like her knees folded under her at this point, looking at the ground. She looks at her hands and seems to touch her own skin as if she's unfamiliar with the way her own body looks.
All right.
This is the one that got us out.
You see another figure standing from inside the mist.
All right.
He doesn't seem to have come out where we are, so I can't kill him right now. That's a pain.
I forgot who
You
this was.
hear the clicking of a gun and see a gunshot fire down the hallway. You hear the sound of it striking ice as you see the Crystal Queen deflect a bullet with her sword. And you see this boy aiming a revolver down the hallway.
Oh, cool.
I'll be taking my leave from here. Hey, you all. How you planning on getting out of here?
That's a good question.
Is he in his foxy form?
Nope.
Cool. Good to know.
Yes, a fox
So
aiming a
good news and
revolver.
bad
Yo,
news.
me neither. Like, yeah.
He just looks to both
Do
of
you
them.
mean-
So good news and bad news.
I mean, like, does he have, like, his tail in his ears?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Fuck. Poor.
Like looking to them. Good news and bad news. I can only take one of you with me.
Oh shit.
What?
Oh no.
There's a portal. I can only bring one
I'm
of you
sure
there.
that's not going to be an issue. None of
right,
you are
her.
going to be getting out of here.
Oh my.
I'd say that this calls for a distraction. And I can't think of a better one. He turns back as the mist pulls back, as an adult white dragon steps out of the mist.
I told you it was a dragon.
It
Wait,
starts
there's a dragon.
moving
dragon.
forward, looks around, tries to spread its wings, and they strike into the walls because the room is generally too small for it to spread its wings fully.
Oh.
You see everything's silent for a second. Hey, I know you're not gonna try to do this for us, but I think you could, like, make some noise. The dragon stops, lets out a roar down the hallway. You see the Crystal Queen just let out a...
Oh. All right.
And then the dragon charges towards it. It immediately enters the hall and has to start squeezing through the hallway to get through. Charging down, its wings furled up. She moves back. You see her begin casting some kind of magic. For the sake of wrapping it up relatively quickly and not dwelling on the individual actions, the two of them will be pushed back out as she, surprise, prioritizes a white dragon.
We have to go.
Yeah.
Follow us.
Gotta go.
Where do you go? Yeah.
I will encase you in ice for taking my home from me! Satsumaru!
As it charges forward.
Where's Ollie?
He's probably in his body. I
That's a
don't know.
good
Let's
question.
go.
Went
Where
back to
is
his
he?
Body.
I'd rather like to know where he went as well.
I'll let you know when we get to the portal.
Lexi, what are you, you're not disguised right now, are you?
I am. I have been.
As
Yeah,
what?
I'm in
She's like
Lexi
a
form.
tiny elf.
Okay.
Yep.
You guys hear a voice echoing through your head.
This isn't going to hold me for very long. No matter where you run, I'm going to find you.
Cool.
As you guys rush down and you hear this, as you guys rush and down the hallway and you hear this, it's punctuated by the sound of a large crash as you see Eldra has been thrown back against the wall and strikes the end of that hallway.
Oh my god.
Arrogant elf!
It turns, you see a large gash running down one side of its neck, and it rushes back towards where the Crystal Queen was. Mind explaining what's going on?
There's a dragon in the hall!
Yeah,
Oh no!
Yeah.
We just got our orders. One of them taps their head. Also,
Ah, shit.
you haven't said that you hid your face again, so...
Oh shit.
Yep.
Oh, what a time.
Can I
We're gonna have.
I was gonna say
It is
before
done.
I thought I wanted to do a thing. Fuck.
What did you want to do?
I wanted to try to paralyze him with my
Then you
bracer.
can do that on your turn.
Fuck!
Should we get rid of the other Fenris and Miriam that are up here?
Disengage, get back to there. Alright. Target them.
Okay. Is the boy is Doodle within that?
You
or no?
would hit it's drawing itself weird, but I'll target all the people you would hit.
Okay, I've targeted the 3 main boys.
Boop, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. That is correct, those 4.
Cool.
Damn, nice.
Okay.
Get him.
Though, so here we goddamn go. Fuck.
Get him.
You use rock. They all fail.
Oh!
And apart from Sitter, they all fail by more than 5.
Oh, that's juicy.
Oh, so wait, so they all take the damage and are all fucking petrified?
Okay, so
Yeah.
So Sitter is going to he takes the 2d8 psychic, so I'm gonna throw that at him. One sec.
Thank you.
Instead of taking damage, he dies. Instead of taking damage, the others are so just gonna use this as a chance to teach for this. Instead of taking damage, they become petrified. Their AC becomes 15. They can make repeat saving throws at the end of turns. So the main thing here is they are oof. Those ones become petrified. You unleash this green and red light upon all of them. Sitter, he just crumples to the ground as he's blasted back by psychic energy. The others, their skin turns stony and they become statues. Yeah, heckin' con save, Doggo. Doggo fails.
Doggo dead.
Doggo.
Doggo dead.
Oh, I didn't roll it against it. Boof, boof. Again, the word boof has been ruined for me.
You did
this.
She moves towards the dire wolf, which turns towards her, and as it goes to snap at her, she creates the words, crushes them in her hand, puts her feet together, and lunges towards it. There's a very loud boof as she disappears, and a wave of energy blasts the dog back. It rolls on the ground, and she is going to end there.
I never want to go there ever again.
Never ever again. Never ever again. She's really scary.
Another successful mission for the highest standard.
I'll kill you. Where's Aristo?
Aristo!
Oh dear lord. Oh,
Rush.
where am I?
Yeah.
Rush to him.
Running and running
Same.
and running.
I do not.
I throw my arms onto Aristo.
Oh.
You really did it. You brought me back. He looks like he's trying to form words, but he doesn't know what to say.
He must be tired. We might be overwhelming him. Hi. So you're a Kitsadria.
Mm-hmm.
Kinda supposed to keep it a secret, like a little bit, sometimes.
She's good at keeping secrets.
He blinks at you.
Right. In my particular field, it doesn't really matter if I do.
What's
Plus,
your
once I was in that mirror, I mean, what's it gonna matter?
So where
If
does
you
that
do
leave
your thing,
us?
I was actually going to ask, now that you've all got him back and you've done your heroic mission, would any of you particularly mind, and don't freak out when I say this, if I were to take one of his ears?
I would
What?
throw you
What?
down this mountain.
I mean,
Why?
that's his call.
I'm fairly confident that I could take you, but if you want to try to throw me down the mountain, he like gets off the wall and stretches. All right, you're welcome to try.
He's
Yeah, I can fix
an
that.
assassin. He's been trailing me for quite some time.
I'm sure you
So am
already
I-
figured out what this is, but don't make any mistake either. If I could kill you and just take you back, that is the job, and that's what I would do. But looks around, eyes linger on Elmira in particular. I have a feeling that, assuming you're in all these people's good books, I'm not going to be able to do that.
If you're
Good's
an
a stretch.
assassin, if you're an assassin, then who hired you?
Well, is that really something you have to ask me?
I'm very, very curious, and I kind of want to hear you say it out loud because I have some suspicions.
And what are your suspicions, Lexi? You said that a Kitsadria is supposed to keep themselves hidden, and that's all right and good. But whenever you were first learning to conceal your identity as I was, I happened to pick up on a few others like me that were around. From that point on, you may have looked like a human. I noticed who you were. I kept an eye on you.
What business do you have with Lexi?
Well, apart from
I
the fact
could
that based off my extrapolation, I believe that we are related. Not a lot.
That's not very much.
I agree. I'll leave as soon as you want me to. By the way, Lexi. Don't you think it's time you came back?
I decided I wasn't gonna go back.
Does that have something to do with Kevin leaving?
Maybe most of it, but I also wanted to just try to find other Kitsadria because I was told that I had siblings and I never met them, even though you were apparently right there.
I was.
Dick move, by the way.
I know about some other Kitsadria that were in the organization as well, but I'm not certain they were my family. But you, I remembered your markings from when we were very tiny.
Well, I feel bad that I don't remember you.
It's all right.
Well,
If it hadn't been part of our training that we were supposed to stay hidden, I would have introduced myself. Honestly, that's why I took your name. Once I learned it, I was kind of hoping you'd hear about it and become, oh, like, why is somebody taking my last name? And then it'd be like, oh, she caught me. But unfortunately, our organization's quite good at keeping information on the down low. I know you said you didn't remember, but are you absolutely certain you don't remember anything about the book that you stole?
Nothing at all, I'm afraid. It all gets rather hazy. I vaguely remember attacking my father, and not much after that.
You don't remember then. And since then, you haven't been to see Contabile, have you?
I haven't seen my father in quite some time.
Ollie, Contabile's your dad.
In the broadest sense of the word, yes. He is my
Oh,
biological father.
Right. Sounds to me like these people have no idea who you are.
Seems I don't know who some of they are, either.
oh,
He
The screen.
eventually ends up with this elvish-looking ear. Oh, believe me if I tell them that it's yours. Oh, actually, just as proof, I don't suppose I could take back if you still have it, and this is highly unlikely. Do you still have the dagger that you used to stab your father?
Does anyone have my bag?
So then you have it.
Okay, then I'll go through my bag and pull out the Messite dagger.
I guess I don't have any more business with you.
You want some food?
Yes? Oh my god.
I'm gonna start a fire.
I absolutely want food.
I think after the ordeals we've all been through, dare I recommend a stew? It's good. Oh, for you. Oh my god! Slow turn to the stranger in awe. What is everyone's problem with stew around here? It's good for the vitamins. It brings the soul and fills the stomach.
Alex too.
I'm glad you do.
I like fruit.
Gives me some hope.
I like fruit.
It's not the most climactic place to immediately end, but I think that we should end game. All right, later,
stop.
YouTube.
Goodbye.
Bye, Tim.